Think about this for a moment. You're having a conversation with someone close to you, a partner, a sibling, or a friend. You're explaining something important, maybe something that bothered you during the day, something that actually mattered to you. You're opening up and expecting to be understood. And while you're talking, they respond with, "You're overreacting," or "Oh, much." That's it. Just one sentence. Short, casual, almost dismissive, and suddenly everything shifts. Your mind starts racing. You feel dismissed, misunderstood, maybe even a little disrespected. Your tone changes. Your body language shifts. What started as a simple conversation becomes tense or shuts down completely. And the worst part? The original issue never even gets resolved. What did you feel in that moment? Pause and really think about it. Did the situation escalate because of the issue or because of the response? And if you look at it honestly, what would have been a better way for that person to respond? Something that acknowledges you instead of dismissing you. Here's the point. The outcome of that conversation wasn't driven by the problem. It was driven by how the other person handled your emotion. That is emotional intelligence in action, or the lack of it. Now bring that into leadership. As a leader, your role is not just to manage tasks. You manage reactions, conversations, tension, people under pressure, and these are the moments that actually define your leadership. And here's the reality. Your team doesn't just listen to what you say, they respond to how you make them feel when you say it. Low emotional intelligence leads to people shutting down, defensive behavior, miscommunication, and eventually loss of trust. Meanwhile, high emotional intelligence leads to openness, accountability, respect, and productive conversations that actually move things forward. So this isn't just a soft skill, this is a leadership skill. Because it directly impacts performance, team dynamics, and ultimately, results. Let's make this very clear. This is where most people get it wrong. When emotions are high, logic decreases, defensiveness increases. And once defensiveness is in the room, real communication becomes difficult. If you don't manage emotions first, you will not solve the problem, no matter how correct you are. You can have the right data, the right observation, even the right intention, but if the emotion isn't handled, the message won't land. That's why emotional intelligence matters, because leadership is not just about being right. It's about being effective. It's about getting the outcome you actually need. And here's something every leader should remember. People don't resist feedback. They resist how it's delivered. The moment someone feels attacked, dismissed, or misunderstood, they stop listening. And when that happens, progress stops too. Now here's a scenario. You're coaching a team member who's underperforming. You explain the gap clearly. You're calm, you're direct, and you're factually correct. But something starts to shift. They begin to withdraw. Their responses become shorter, less engaged, less open, and you can feel the resistance building. Now pause. Because at this point, the issue is no longer just performance. It's emotional. And if you miss that, you miss the real problem. You now have two directions. Option 1, ignore the emotional layer. Keep pushing your point. Repeat the feedback. Focus only on the mistake and what needs to improve. The result? The team member shuts down. They become unresponsive or completely withdrawn, and no real improvement happens. Option 2. Apply emotional intelligence. Acknowledge the tension, recognize what's happening in the moment. You can say, I can see this is frustrating. Let's take a step back and work through it together. Now the tone changes. The pressure decreases. The conversation opens up again. The result? The team member re-engages. The problem becomes clearer, and now it becomes solvable. Same feedback, same situation, different delivery, different outcome. As a leader, you are always influencing the emotional tone of your team. Whether you realize it or not, people take cues from you in how you speak, in how you react, in how you handle pressure. And over time, that becomes the environment your team operates in. You can create pressure that shuts people down, where people hesitate, stay quiet, and avoid speaking up. Or you can create direction that moves people forward, where people feel clear, supported, and willing to engage. The difference isn't just skill or experience. Emotional intelligence is what determines which one happens.